Statistical measures. Okay, I'm going to give you, I don't even know if I'm going to give you all these definitions. I don't think so. Maybe I will. I'm going to give you 2 of them, and then that's it.
How many are
There's a whole bunch, but I'm not going into it. I know the areas that need to be addressed, and some of this, it's kind of like before the big winter storm, and I said I pick and choose things that I know you will see again and need. And if we finish early without interruptions, we can always come back to some of this stuff, right? Okay, well, we had 1 week long of an interruption, which is why I skip around. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 2 definitions so you understand when we're talking in throughout the chapter. Statistics, guys. We're talking about statistics. There's 2 different vocabulary words you should be kind of familiar with. When we talk about a population, we're talking about an entire set of objects, sharing, that's an S. I haven't written anything in a week. Sharing similar characteristics. From which data can be collected and organized. Analyzed. This is going to be your whole. The whole population, the whole group. For example, if using so y'all can catch up, the population, like if we were going to do a survey of how many people had broken pipes over this past week, and we were just going to look at the city of Pearland only, the population would be the city of Pearland. Okay? Who are we going to be sampling? Who are we going to be talking to and getting information from? So the population would be the entire set, which would be the city of Pearland. If it was going to be, let me think of a different one.
broken fireplaces?
No, if it was going to be just like, okay, let's do a survey of who plays Taylor. See, we're recording me saying Taylor. If we did something like, I want to find out the percentage of boys that play Minecraft. Okay?
100%.
All the boys in Pearland, let's say we're just in Pearland, that would be your population. Okay? But your sample, I forgot to do the examples. Examples would be humans, automobiles, that's so old, cars, measurements, etc. Oops, that's off the page. Okay. Now, sample is the next definition. It's going to be a portion of the population. From which data is collected to estimate characteristics of entire population. Blah, blah, blah. This is the part. So going back to like broken pipes. The population would be all the humans in Pearland. The part are the people that had broken pipes. So the portion of the population from which data is collected. Okay, it'd be all the people there. The humans is going to be your population, the people that had broken pipes. And then we could even go into more detail. How many of those broken pipes did they fix themselves, or how many had to call plumbers? You know what I'm saying? So you can keep, narrowing it down. But you need to know the difference between sample and population. Population is the entire group, the whole. Sample is your part.
So it's like grammar where the portion, the sample can also be the population in some cases.
A part of the population.
I see what you're saying.
Well, grammar was math.
Not really. You're thinking way too much into this, and you're making my brain hurt. Okay, now let's get to the good stuff. I'll let y'all catch up. I see some of y'all still writing. Okay, now these definitions, this is the area of this section that we're about to start on that we're focusing on. I'm not going to focus a whole lot on these two, okay? Because it's important, but not quite as important as what we're about to learn, okay? The stuff we're about to learn, you are going to see again and again and again. I need to make this smaller. You're going to see it multiple times. You'll get it when I start writing it. In fact, I'm going to draw a line. Range. We're going to talk about mean, median, mode, and range. This stuff you're going to see all the time for, next couple years. You're going to even see it in the real world sometimes. So we need to know kind of what this stuff is. The range is the difference. What does difference mean?
Subtraction.
That's right. I put that there. It's the difference between, I think my handwriting's gotten worse.
Me too.
Between the largest and smallest numbers of data. So range is the difference. So you're going to be subtracting between the largest and smallest numbers of data. Your mean. I always, as a kid, would get these confused too, by the way.
That's pretty mean.
Oh yeah, I think I learned this last year.
Mean is the average. And they're talking mathematically speaking. Like when I do your grades, this is really, in fact, RenWeb does it for me. Every time y'all take a test or I put an assignment in there, at the bottom they give the class average, like for that particular assignment. And so as a rule, teachers are trained, we're supposed to look at that. In the past, we didn't have anything that would do that for us automatically, so we had to calculate it. And you're trained as a teacher that, hey, if they all take a test and the class average is a 65, something's wrong. You're going to have kids that maybe don't do well on a test. Either they didn't study or they didn't understand the material, whatever the reason. But then you're going to have kids that do well. But if you give a test or a quiz and the whole class did terrible, like maybe the best grade was a 72 or something like that, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Now, in all my 100 years of teaching, I have had this happen. Now, I will tell you, I will look back and I'll say, okay, because I know my students, every year is different, every class is different, and I'll sit there and say, okay, we need to go back over this stuff. You know, I'll go back over it and I'll say, oh, okay, this isn't good. You know, and especially if my students that, you know, we were just having a discussion who liked math and who didn't. If you're in here saying, oh, I enjoy math, I'm good at math, and you bombed a math test, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I'll sit there and then a good teacher will say, okay, we need to go back over this. We need to relearn this. We need extra practice, blah, blah. Or, and this has happened a couple of times, my kids this class I don't have that problem with, maybe half the class, and that's normal for kids. But I've had a whole class that just blows something off. They just don't care. They didn't try the whole class. And they'll bomb something. And I'm like, I have spent all this time doing all this teaching. I know I have covered everything. This is on you. You know, that sort of thing. That's different. But still, averages, means, range, all of this stuff, this is real world stuff. You will be using this in your job, whatever it may be. I can almost guarantee it.
Circus clown.
And Taylor, I am not going to even respond to that comment. All right, let's move on. See, you're really good at keeping me on track. Median. Median is your middle. Is the middle number in a set of data or data, however you want to say it. Now, this is important. If there is an even number of data, comma, the median is the average of the two middle numbers. Yes, Taylor.
When I saw this, I thought prime meridian.
Okay.
It's not the same.
No, it's absolutely not the same. But that's okay because you're recognizing vocabulary. And it's not as random, Taylor, as some of the other things that have been said. So, you know, it's educational. I like that.
I have a math question. Did we learn probability last year?
I taught 4 different math classes last year. I'd have to remember. There are some we did not. Okay, we were in quarantine during that time. Okay, for me to teach probability from home was near impossible. So hopefully we will get to it. You know, we'll do good this year. It's okay. It's not going to kill you that you didn't have it.
What if we just
In fact, the stuff that I skipped that for was like the pre-algebra stuff at the end of the book, which you absolutely needed. You know, the positive and negative numbers. We skipped probability last year during quarantine so that we could hit on the positive and negative numbers, stuff like that, so you had a jump start on this year. And I planned that on purpose. So missing some probability, not detrimental. Missing positive and negative numbers, very bad. Okay. So your range is the difference between the largest and smallest numbers of the data. Like if it was grades, I would take the highest grade and the lowest grade and I'd subtract them, and that would be my range. Mean is the average, mathematically speaking. And if you don't remember how to do that, I'll write that on here. You add all data, and then what with?
You divide by the number that you do something with.
By number of data.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, so to get the average, I forgot to write that down. In case some of you don't know. Because even if you had a calculator, you need to be able to do it correctly on a calculator, right? And so you add all the data together and then divide by the number of data. So like for example, there's 10 students in here. And if I want to find the average of the math exam, I would add up all of your grades, your math exam grades, and then divide by 10. That would give me your average.
Oh, I thought it was 500.
Nope. Let's say I had only 8 kids in here. I would add up the grades and then divide by 8. Make sense? Okay. Median is the middle number. Now, this also, yeah. I'm going to put this on here too. And I'll put it in red. 2 stars. Because this goes it's really important with the median. Well, in everything else, but really important with median. When finding measures or doing what we're doing here, always, this is very important, always put data in order from least to greatest. See all these exclamation marks? Okay, so if you're looking for the average, does it matter if I put your grades in order from least to greatest? Does it matter? No. It doesn't matter if your grades are put in order from least to greatest. You just add them all up and divide by 10, right? However, if I'm looking for the median, the middle number, that grade that's smack dab in the middle, that kid that is now the high end or the low end, smack dab in the middle, you must put all data in order from least to greatest. So for the median to work, you have to do this first. You understand? Taylor, are you thinking about Minecraft? I knew it. Okay. I died like 3 times in a row last night trying to kill these zombies. Oh my goodness.
I can help you.
One of the zombies had a sword. What the heck was that all about?
Sometimes zombies want extra items. The rarest thing in Minecraft is a baby zombie villager on a chicken with full diamond armor, enchanted sword.
Okay, I kind of saw that once. I saw the baby zombies, and I saw one in armor, but I haven't seen it
You did
yet.
know what hardcore
I've seen it on a chicken, but it
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
armor.
It's not
We
just
tried to capture one,
And
and we put it in a minecart,
And-
and we
and-
killed it.
And
no.
what are the llamas useful for?
You're
They're
useless.
useless.
They're useless.
That's what Alec kept telling me. I like them, but they're
But whenever you
useless.
find a wandering trader,
Kill
he
him.
gives you
Kill
trash
him
trades.
Yeah.
Kill him for the leaves.
Yeah, leave.
Oh man, he's come by twice recently. I should have killed him, huh?
Also, the llamas will start spitting at you, so you kind of need to kill
Yeah, I
them.
heard that too. I
He's
found that out.
cute.
Okay, mode. Yeah, I noticed that he wants to trade dumb stuff. I'm like, I'm not giving you my diamonds for that. Are you crazy?
I have Windows 10 edition too, so if you can figure out how to make a server.
All right,
I wanted to.
mode. Mode. The mode is the number of numbers that occur most frequently. What is so funny? Never mind, don't say it. If you have numbers, that says numbers, that's a pound sign or hashtag apostrophe S. If you have numbers with, what the heck is so funny?
On social media.
Oh no. See,
It's
this
not-
is what I'm
it's
talking
not,
about.
It's not bad, I promise.
You are not even thinking about school.
No, no,
You're
no,
thinking about
I
Minecraft
promise
and
that-
social
No,
media.
I promise I am, because
See,
I don't understand what this is saying, but on social media, it's like if it's a sentence that's like random, some people like they'll comment or something and they say, "I think I just had a stroke reading that."
Oh, it's
And
just
that's
like
what I was thinking
All right.
It's like one of those sentences. Like
Anywho, mode, number of numbers that occur most frequently. For example, stop laughing. It's not even that funny. For example, like if I had, if I looked at all y'all's test grades, and 2 kids made the same grade, everyone else had different grades. Like 100, 96, 91, 87, 82, so and so, all different grades. But 2 kids made a 73.
wow.
The mode would be 73 because it's the number that occurs more frequently than others. If I had 3 kids that made a 100 and 2 kids that made a 73 and all the others had different grades, we would only focus on the one that had the most. So we had 3 100. So the mode for that set of data would be 100.
Is that a hashtag 1S?
No apostrophe S.
Yeah.
If you have numbers with the same frequency, you list all. And I'll explain that. You may not have a mode. It may be that there's no mode, that all the numbers are completely different. So they'll say in your homework, what's the mode? Well, there is no mode. There are no repeating numbers.
No.
All right, so open up your book now to page 395. 395. Everyone have this down?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start doing examples. And we're going to focus more on mean, median, mode, range. And we're going to skip the first part. We're not even going to go over it. Y'all not doing it for homework either. And it won't be on your test. So page 395, we're going to look at number 15. Well, I guess 396, since I'm skipping all that. Which is fine. And I'll tell you real quickly while you're opening up your books, one of the reasons I skipped that is because it's almost like Taylor was saying, well, so sample could almost be population if you really look at it, depending on your question. Let me tell you, some of this is what's called subjective. Okay, it's your opinion. Okay, I can't grade homework or test kids if it's their opinion. Like, I could give you homework and say, oh no, this should be like systematic or whatever. I can tell you right now, half this class will argue their point to prove that they're correct in their answers. Aiden's laughing because he knows I'm right. And to be honest, you probably could prove your point, which is why it's not worth going over. Let's go over.
My opinion, and opinion
Yeah.
is never wrong.
Okay, Karen.
That's where you're wrong.
I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll just go with
That's
it.
like
Always
Kendall
ask to speak
Blevins
with their
Yeah.
supervisor because everyone has a supervisor.
Miss Rogers.
Yeah.
There was a meme, real quickly, and then we're going to keep going. There was a meme going around because everyone lost electricity and people were so mad at ERCOT and Centerpoint and everything. There was this funny meme going around. All right, Karen, this is your time to shine. Go take care of these companies and get the electricity
And it
back going.
worked.
I don't know how much it worked.
Miss Rogers.
Taylor, what?
That reminds me of this thing where it was technically just like, I only got to kill 2 people to get to the manager.
Yeah, exactly. He's talking about Karen. Okay, so let's look at 15 through 18. Y'all see 15 through 18 in your book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone looking at that on page 396. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, so it says find the range, mean, median, and mode of each set data. Round answers to the nearest 10. In your book, you should not stop reading after the first set of information. The second part, round answers to the nearest 10. That's important. You should, I see Gabby doing exactly what you should be doing. You should be underlining or circling that information so you don't forget. Do it now. My goodness. Come on, y'all, wake up. Underline, circle. Round answers to the nearest tenth in your directions. In your directions, in your book. Oh my goodness. Did you see? Okay.
She goes, I don't want to do math today.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll cross that bridge. Don't worry. At least you got this, right? Okay. So, did everyone do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here we go. So, luckily, Joanne, I write everything down, so you're good. The set of data, if you see there for 15 through 18, and I'm writing it down, is 7, 9, 7, 4, 7, 8, 10, 5, 5. That's your set of data. That's a squiggly. That is not a number. Okay. So, what was the first thing I said you really need to do to this data?
Your mode.
Gabby? Thank you, Gabby. Your mode. Okay. You need to write this whole thing now from least, right, in order, least to greatest. Least to greatest. Least to greatest. Do you understand? Least to greatest. It's least to greatest. Least to greatest. Taylor, least to greatest. Least to greatest. Least to greatest. All right, so let's write this data now. Is it in order from least to greatest, Cecilia?
You know.
Okay, very good, Cecilia. So now we have to write it, rewrite it from least to greatest. So, Cecilia, what would be my first number to put? Okay, very good. It's 4. I'm going to cross out that 4 so I don't get confused. What's next, Cecilia? What's next, Joanne?
7.
Wrong. Yes. Because it's and it's okay. If it's repeating, go ahead and write it down. Okay? Aiden, what's my next one? What? What? 7. Cross it out. Taylor?
7.
Very good. We're going to keep writing all that down. Emily?
7.
Very good. 7. Gabby? 8. Michaela?
9.
Good. Izzy? And Wit?
The squiggly.
Very good. The squiggly.
Mr. Rogers.
Nope. Shh. Okay, so we've rewritten our data in order from least to greatest. Now we can start working. 15. It said, what is the range? So for 15, I'm going to write the range. The range, if you remember, is the largest number minus the smallest number. So what's the largest number, Michael?
10.
And what's the smallest number, Izzy?
4.
And so what's my range, Cecilia?
4 to 10. Oh.
10 minus 4 is
6.
very good. Your range is 6, boys and girls.
6.6.
So this is your largest. This is your smallest, and you subtract. Okay? Now, what is number 16 says, what is the mean?
What does this mean?
Shh. Mean is your average.
These are each numbers?
What?
They aren't just one number?
No, look at your book. Number 16 says mean of that set of data. So we're going to add all of this together. Add together and divide by how many?
10. Oh, no. 1, 2.
Do what, Gabby?
Divide by
That's right. There's 9. There's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to add them together and divide by 9. So, who wants to add them together? Or who has add them together and raise their hand? Aiden, stop staring at me. Add them together.
I did add it.
And what do you get?
I have 62.
Very good. So we have 62 divided by 9. Does everyone know where we got 62 from? Susie, do you know? Where we got 62 from?
Add them all together.
Okay, do you know where we got 9 from?
9 numbers.
Okay, very good. Who can raise their hand and tell me what 62 divided by 9 is? Taylor, thank you for trying.
6.86. The 6 is repeating.
Okay, so you got 6.86 repeating. Now the direction said to round to the nearest 10. So Taylor, what would the answer actually be?
6.9.
You are so correct. So there's my answer for 16. Remember this 9, how many numbers there are. That says how many numbers are, but you may already know that. Any questions so far?
So in order to get the mean, you have to have the range.
No. We did not do anything here with the range. The range was the answer for number 15, because they asked for the range. 16, they asked for the mean. All right, 17. And Kayla, are you with us? Do you know where I got 62 from? Do you know where I got 9 from? Okay, we divided it. Remember, to get the average, you add everything together and divide by however many there are. So we added them, divided by 9, because there are 9 numbers, and we got 6.86 repeating, but the direction said to round to nearest 10. So that's what we got. Does that help?
Because that's not the range?
That is our set. Look at your book. Look in your book. Do you see the set of data?
Yes.
That is for numbers 15 through 18. I should have probably, you know what? I should probably do this. That would have been more helpful. But does that make more sense? Okay. That was my fault. In fact, I did that last year too, so I should learn. 17 is median. Median is just the middle number. Median is the middle number. So, once you have this written down, I want you to watch what I do. All right. Watch what I do. Middle number. I'm going to take my other pen here, and I'm going to start crossing off the ends. See how I do that? And I'm left with 7, smack dab in the middle. Y'all see how I did that? Yes, Aiden.
What would you do if it was even?
I'm not there yet. That's the next example I do.
Oh.
So, you notice it came out perfect. So then the median, the answer is 7. Does everyone see that? This is the longest recorded video because we keep getting distracted. All right, 18. Mode. Mode is most repeating number. So let's look back. Most repeating number. Look back at our set of data. Which number up here is repeating the most? 7. That's your answer.
What happens if a number doesn't repeat itself?
If there's no repeating numbers, if there are no repeating numbers, then you put no mode. I do not. Oh, that's a good question, Cecilia, because I've had students that will tell me 0 because there's no mode, there's no numbers repeating, so they'll put 0 as the answer. Technically, 0 is a number, so that would be wrong. You see what I'm saying? You can have a set of data that includes the number 0 in there. So if you put 0 as your mode or even median, that would be wrong because, you know, that's a number. So if there's no mode, you just write the words no mode or none or something like that.
Fun fact, every even number has an E in it.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Does everyone got this down?
4 doesn't have an E.
That's
Neither does 2.
Now there's 6.
2WO is how you spell 2.
Oh.
4
Not
doesn't.
2TW.
Okay.
All right. See, your parents can watch this video and see what I deal with on a regular basis for my students. All right, let's look at numbers 23 through 26. Does everyone see that?
Yes, ma'am.
23 through 26. All right, we're looking at 23 through 26. See, I'm doing every other set. Okay, so this time let's do the data. Do y'all all see the data in your book? Well, except for Joanne. Does everyone else see it? All right, I'm going to write it down. 25, and you are too. 40, 19, 39, 18, and 26. Joanne, probably what I'll do is as soon as we're done with this, I'll maybe make a quick copy of someone's book, their page, and so you don't get behind, okay? Accidents happen, especially after a week of, frozen life. Okay, so wit. What is the first thing I'm going to do with this set of data?
You put your numbers from least to greatest.
Least to greatest.
Oh no, I hope this isn't a new thing.
Least to greatest. So, let's see. Michael, what's my first number?
18.
Very good. 18. What's the next one? Cecilia?
19.
Very good. Izzy?
25.
Very good. Emily?
26.
Good job. Do y'all see why I cross things out? It starts making it a little bit easier. Michaela?
1 second.
Nope, wrong. Joanne?
Okay.
39.
Very good.
I'm writing least to greatest.
Taylor? Wrong. Aiden?
40.
Very good. Okay, we have it from least to greatest. 23 asks for the range. What is my largest number?
40.
Gabby, what's my smallest number? So range, we're going to subtract. 40 minus 18. Michael, what is the answer?
22.
Yes, it is 22. Very good. Any questions about range? All right, 24. Mean. Remember, you're going to add all numbers. Yes, I'm writing this down because it's your notes. You don't have to write it down every time you do your homework. Then divide by how many. Add all numbers, then divide by how many. So let's see. Raise your hand if you've already added all the numbers. Aiden?
167.
Oh. Either my notes are wrong. Izzy, what'd you get? Okay. Someone get something different?
I did not get something. Oh wait, no, 167.
Okay. And how many total numbers are there?
6.
So 167 divided by 6. Raise your hand if you've gotten the math for 24.
Is that an X?
Those are my wavy lines.
Oh.
Those kind of look like an X.
Smushed X.
What you're supposed to be dividing right now? Gabby. Very good. There's your average.
Wait. Don't you have to?
It's rounded to the nearest tenth. Already. Any questions? Ooh, y'all's brains are still frozen. It's taking y'all a while. Y'all are not using calculators today.
My brain has never been unfrozen.
Okay, median. Here's where it gets interesting. Okay, remember, median is the middle number. So let's look. Again, I'm going to go at the ends and cross off. Y'all better be paying attention. I'm going to be crossing off. Oh no. I have an even number of data. I have 2 in the middle. Back here, I had 7 all by itself when I crossed them out. This time, I have 2 numbers. So I'm circling both of those numbers. The rule is if you have 2 numbers in the middle, you have to do the average. So remember the average, you add all the numbers, which is 2, and divide by those 2. Okay, so we're going to add the numbers, 25 plus 26, and how many are there?
2.
And we're going to divide by 2. So 25 plus 26 is what, boys and girls?
51.
And 51 divided by 2 is, raise your hand, Taylor,
25.5.
25.5. So if you have numbers, 2 numbers in the middle like this, then you have to add them and divide by however many, which is 2, and you have to get the average. Average. Any questions?
If you have 2 numbers in the middle, you add, wait, what?
You have to get the average, which is you add them both and divide by 2. Any questions about that? All right, last one, 26. Mode. Cecilia, what's the mode? That's going to be your repeating numbers.
There is none.
That's right. I'm just going to write the word none. Because if you look, there are no repeating numbers, therefore there's none. You can even say no mode. Any questions?
No.
Cool. Y'all are going to do page 396. Numbers 19 through 22 all. 27 through 30 all. Oh yeah, that'd be good for Monday.
Yes. Thank you.
Especially after this. It's due Tuesday. You have a quiz. I don't remember when the quiz is. I'll have to write all that down for y'all. IXL, I'm not I'm not assigning IXL today. I will be assigning it tomorrow because I think y'all have enough on your plate.
Don't we have a history?